How's it going, folks? Welcome back. So this is the 112 scale vamp. Um, Let me see where to start. Let's start with the build. So this is an RC. It's got independent suspension. It's got WPL tires, fairly soft. They're larger than my original vamp, the green one that I made. I'm not sure if you've seen the video, but these tires are larger. I think it fits the body better for this one, for these large tires. The body itself is a Lamborghini Cheetah 112. I was lucky enough to get one for a decent price for those. Unfortunately, they're pretty expensive. So if you come across them, 112 Cheetah, Lamborghini Cheetah. It's my understanding was the inspiration for the vamp. I didn't do too many modifications on the body because it looked pretty cool. And I like saying to myself that this is the luxury vamp, and how Destro rose. How I wanted to put Pimp Daddy Destro driving it, but I think with the black it looks better, the original Destro look. This is a 112 figure. His legs aren't cut off. He fits perfectly fine in there. There's enough space for another passenger, another figure. There's no modifications to the figure, so you could take them out, in and out as you please. And the steering wheel, I didn't glue it in place because I left it loose in order for me to take it off so I could put in the figure. I don't have to struggle with breaking it or bending it or having to struggle too much with taking in the figure in and out. So that is still in place. It still holds true to the position. I did extend it just a tiny bit to compensate for the distance. So the Cheetah, I did modify this panel here, and also the top just a tiny bit. I did modify the wheel well just a tiny bit to compensate for the wheel, the turning radius. When it does turn, it does need some clearance down here, and that's sand and dirt that you just heard. Alright, took it out. It's fairly fast. It's pretty quick. You can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but right there's a cut for the wheel well. It doesn't like I said, it doesn't compromise the Destro sitting in there and stretching out his legs. But yeah, that's one of the modifications there. So this is not a 3D printed. The only thing that is 3D printed, and I got this from a gentleman. I believe he does sell stuff on eBay, so you could probably see his vamps and his 3D prints. But this is pretty neat. He did a pretty darn good job. This is solid. I did glue it in place. It doesn't swivel. The rockets are actually glued in. I didn't want to leave them loose, and then so when I'm driving it, they don't just pop off. So that, as far as playability is concerned, that is taken out of the equation, and I think that's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal, and it's rugged, so when it does tip over, it it doesn't damage it too bad. These things are pretty sturdy, as you can see. Let me see what else. For the most part in the back, I just kept it simple. I did go with a high gloss black, just for the aesthetics of it, the look of it being Destro's and his flashy chrome dome that he has. So D10 pins in the back, they're very visible, and in the front, I could take off the body and work on the electronics, the motor, if it goes bad. The headlights do work. Actually, the inside lights do work. The outside ones, I didn't see any purpose. The model itself for the Cheetah, the Tamiya Cheetah, it's just an awesome vehicle. I was thinking that I was going to be able to do a 4-seater, but no, It's too short, which is okay. I mean, the vamps originally were 2-seaters, so no big deal. I did not put a working winch on this one because I don't know. A working winch is cool, but playability, I mean, it's no more playability than anything else. I mean, hardly ever gonna use it. It's a nice feature, don't get me wrong, and I could do it, but no big deal. I did use some of the rings. These are 110 rings. This is 110 winch hook. This winch is the original from the model, which is pretty cool looking. I modified the chassis. I'm not sure if if you guys remember, but you folks remember that I used a 928, I believe, McGruff. So they're still out there, you guys. There's only one distributor out there. He bought all of them. I actually communicated with him. Pretty good guy. He's got a pretty good stock. They're not that expensive anymore. He's selling them for about, I believe, $75. Don't quote me on it, on eBay. So I definitely would suggest getting some. It's just a great chassis to work with. Very slim, very fast, controllable, independent suspension. And it drifts awesome. And the wheelbase, I'm telling you, the wheelbase is just perfect for these builds, for these 112 builds. If you get a chance, look them up, and if you have a little bit of money, definitely I would suggest you getting one. You know, one distributor, and he's only got so much stock. I'm gonna try to get my hands on a couple more, because who knows when I'm gonna find another chassis just like this. And for the price, honestly, you can't beat it. $75, and for a 112 scale RC, you can't beat it. It's cheap, and like I said, it's fast. If you get a chance, watch my vamp trials. You can see how fast it is and how it drifts, and it just looks to scale, and it's very playable. It's fast where you can still control it and have fun, but it's not fast where it's gonna get out of hand and it's gonna get away from you. So another thing with the paint that I used, this paint was fairly cool, and the look is fairly cool, but when I take it out to play with it in the dirt, it just has a tendency to show every single detail and dust, and it accumulates a lot of dust. That's the downfall. And I'm sure I'm gonna roll this vehicle, so this is gonna get scratched eventually. It's kind of a hassle, but it looks cool though. I mean, it looks cool, but it's probably gonna be a shelf queen here. I'll leave it on the shelf once in a while, play with it. But yeah, if I ever get some visitors or company or some G.I. Joe people, we'll probably take out the green vamp and this one, and maybe do a little chasing around and see who could catch, or make the other person roll over first. I think that would be fun. So, oh yeah, going back to the body and the modifications, the McGruff 926 or 928, it has a huge bumper. It's a strong bumper. On my last videos for the green vamp, I showed you that I used a different bumper. I wanted to keep it the same. I did. This is the original bumper here. It looks pretty cool with those 3 teeth. Fairly angry looking. If you remember or I can show you, the original vamp had these teeth right here. This bumper would be cool to manufacture. It would have to be strong, so maybe make it out of aluminum or metal or some kind of alloy. But it would have to be strong in order to take some hits. I know this bumper is very, very, very strong. So I saw the opportunity to leave those 3 teeth there and leave the bumper, the original bumper, so I didn't have to modify too much other than to cut away the excess and leave those 3 teeth exposed. I think it looks pretty cool, and it gives it good protection. It's good protection. This is part of the model. The model itself is plastic. Not sure if it's gonna take a direct hit against a solid wall and not crack or break. But who knows? Won't know until it happens. Modifications. Like I said, this is the biggest panel that I modified. The roll bar, it's just iconic to the vamp, so that's modified. This is modified around here. The vehicle itself had some mirrors. They were just too flimsy. I could reinforce them, but I didn't see the need for it. Let me see. Back here, there was the Cheetah does come with a gas rack back here. I chose to stay away from that. Don't know what I'm gonna put back here still. It does look a little bit plain, but I might not put anything there because it is clean. It's nice and smooth and clean. I might just keep it as is and call it a day. It's just a cool vehicle. Okay, so a little demonstration. The McGruff remote. I'm gonna turn it on, and then the on button. Let's see, where's the on button? There it is. Okay, the headlights, as you can see, they're pretty bright. They're 2 LEDs. And everything's proportional, of course. If you remember, the McGruff comes with a slow and normal speed button. That's fairly cool. What I've been wanting to do too, I wonder if that slow gives a little bit more control and torque to mimic a rock crawler. So I've been wanting to take them out and see if it does handle a little bit more on those rough terrains on the slow mode. Considering it's the control, I don't think it's necessarily switches gears or anything of the sort. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But that's another video. So everything is proportional, like I said. Steering is proportional. Good turning radius. Does some great donuts. It does slide around. And then the speed. And having the vehicle, like I said, how it's so compact, and the engine for the McGruff is straight on. It's not on the left or the right, how some or most of the 112 or 110 scale RCs are. It's right in line. So it gives you good space on the left and right. It gives you good space on the front and the back in order for you to put any kind of electronics. That's how I was able to put in that winch with the controls. And there's a lot of space up front. There's a lot of space up back. If you can see here in the center console, I just shoved the battery up in the middle. That blue square round thing, semi-square. That's the battery. I just have to put a couple of posts, color it gray, and that way it could stay in place. But there's a lot of space up in there. There's more than enough space to put whatever electronics. If I really wanted to, I can change out the electronics, and then, because the electronics is a little bit, I mean, they work great, but they do use a 5-wire servo. They're a little bit older servos, but they're cheaper. But if I wanted to, I could change all of the electronics. The motor is brushed, so it's just a 2-wire. But I mean, for the price, I figure I just keep it. But if you wanted to, you can change out the electronics, use a 3-wire servo, and use a Y connector, and then you can have the turret move in coordination with the tires, or you can make a whole different channel for it. So much room to play with, so much room to make modifications. It's just a good base for fun, for tons of fun. So later on, I'll make a video on this one for trials. I've already taken it out. It's just super fun. As you can tell, it just gets super dusty and dirty. But that's what they're made for, right? That's what we make them for. Hopefully I don't break it too bad where I don't have to take too much time to fix it. But either way, it's fun. I didn't put any backlights, but that's an easy fix to just split the wires with a Y connector again. A little touch, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I put a little cobra. I'm not sure if you can tell or see it. Little cobra hood ornament. I lost a lot of details when I put the paint, but I think it was pretty cool. Anyhow, folks, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any suggestions as far as like builds, by all means, let me know. I'm always working on multiple projects at the same time. I just can't stand still. But yeah, hopefully it inspired you guys to build your own. So you folks have fun with them. Don't forget to play with them and enjoy them. Enjoy them. I mean, we can't take them with us, so might as well enjoy them, right? All right, folks. Take care.